Shalom, this is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from the land of Israel. We're continuing our discussion, our explanation concerning the kings of Judah and of Israel. And we have reached the divided kingdom in the time of King Omri. When King Omri had killed Zimri and taken over the kingdom, he then spent the next 5 years of his reign in conflict with Tibni of Ginnath, who also claimed the throne. Eventually he was successful. He consolidated his rulership over the area. He built the city of Samaria, in Hebrew Shomron, in the region, and the province surrounding it was also known as Samaria or Shomron. And in the Bible, the term Shomron, that is Samaria, is sometimes used as referring to the whole of the northern kingdom, after this capital city of Samaria, in which Omri dwelt. The daughter of Omri married Jehoshaphat, the son of Asa of Judah. King Jehoshaphat married the daughter of Omri. Omri, in the course of his reign, he lost the city of Ramoth Gilead and its territory in the north to Syria. Syria took it over, but on the other hand, he defeated the Moab and the Philistines. Ahab, the son of Omri, was a brother-in-law of Jehoshaphat of Judah, since Jehoshaphat of Judah married the sister of Ahab. So Ahab married Jezebel, the daughter of the king of Sidon, which was a leading Phoenician or Canaanite city at the time. And King Ahab and Queen Jezebel, they introduced the worship of pagan idols, of Baal and Astarte and Asherah. And later on we find the same type of worship continued in the West amongst the Celtic peoples, also in the British Isles. The main god of the Celts in the West was known as Baal, and they also had similar aspects or features of their worship were very similar to those of the Canaanites, which the Israelites had adopted and which Ahab and his wife Jezebel were to some measure responsible for introducing. Ahab was on good terms with Jehoshaphat, his brother-in-law, and he had his daughter, the daughter of Ahab, Athalia, was married to Joram, the son of King Jehoshaphat, and Ahab and Jehoshaphat were allies, and then went to war against Syria, against Aram, and in one of these conflicts Ahab was killed. Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, continued in his pathway. He lost control of Moab, and he fell from a veranda in his palace, and he died from the fall, and he was succeeded by his brother Joram. But this time there also reigned in Judah King Ahaziah, who had the same name as the deceased brother of Joram, Ahaziah. So they have, in other words, you have two kings, Ahaziah, a king of Judah and a king of Israel, both known as Ahaziah. And they reigned more or less in the same time. To some degree their reigns overlapped. Just as their fathers had been on friendly terms and allies, so too King Ahaziah of Judah. He was allied to King Joram, or Jehoram as it's sometimes written, of Israel. They were allies and they attacked Aram, that is Assyria, but both of them were killed by Jehu. Jehu was apparently a leading potentate in the land of northern Israel, and he was directed by a prophet, and he killed both of them. Both kings were killed by Jehu as is written. So in summary, what we've seen concerning the kings of Israel, Omri had killed Zimri, and then he ruled over Israel. The son of Omri was Ahab. Ahab married Jezebel, the daughter of the Canaanite king of Sidon. They had a daughter named Athalia, and they also had two sons, Ahaziah and Joram of Israel. Joram, son of Jehoshaphat of Judah, married Athaliah, daughter of Ahab of Israel. So here we have a case where the names can get confused, because there was also both in the lineage of Judah and the lineage of Israel. It was the king Joram, and this person Joram married Athalia, who had a brother who was also called Joram like him. So this is it's worth noting this point. Joram was the husband of Athaliah. Their son Ahaziah became king, and Athaliah became the queen mother. Later, King Ahaziah was killed by Jehu together with Jehoram or Joram of Israel, and so Athalia, the mother of Ahaziah, who is now dead, Athaliah took over the rulership, and she started killing out all the members of the house of David, including some of her own grandchildren, except for one Joash, who was hidden. He escaped, he was hidden away. Meanwhile, Athalia reigned for 6 years, and she was later killed by order of the high priest of Israel, Jehoiada, who became regent, and he had helped hidden Joash. So after Athalia was killed, Joash became king, but since he was still an infant, the high priest Jehoiada was regent and ruling in his place. In the reign of Joash, Judah was raided by King Hazael of Aram of Assyria. Apart from that, Joash repaired the temple, but when he became older, he also turned to worship idols, and he also, according to tradition, was the one responsible for killing the prophet Zechariah. The son of Joash of Judah, who ruled after him, was known as Amaziah. Amaziah had a brother known as Amoz, and Amoz was the father of Isaiah the prophet. King Amaziah of Judah, he defeated Edom, and he attacked Joash of Israel. So too he had a name, Joash of Israel. There was a Joash of Judah and a Joash of Israel. At all events, Amaziah defeated Edom and he attacked Joash of Israel, but he was defeated. He was dethroned by a coup. He was, amongst his followers, he was dethroned. He was removed from the rulership, but he fled to Lachish, which is in the southwest of Judah, and he remained there for 15 years, whilst his son ruled in his stead in Jerusalem. His son was called Uzziah. Uzziah is also referred to as Azzariah, and he ruled over the rest of Judah. Azzariah ruled over the rest of Judah. Meanwhile, getting back to the kings of Israel, we saw that Jehu, a potentate from the northern kingdom of Israel, he had killed the kings of Israel. That is Joram, king of Israel, and also King Ahaziah of Judah. And then he had ruled, and he continued to rule. Amongst his actions was the extermination or wiping out most of the pagan priests, destroying the local pagan shrines to Baal and Astarte, and that Ahab and Jezebel had begun. But the two golden calves that Jerobam had set up in Dan and Bethel remained as they were. See 2 Kings chapter 10 when it tells you all about it. Jehu also lost control of territories east of the Jordan, the lands of Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh. They were conquered by Hazael, king of Aram. And later they were conquered again by the Assyrians, and the Assyrians exiled all of the inhabitants, all the Israelite inhabitants. That was the beginning of the exile of the lost 10 tribes of Israel, the 10 tribes of Israel. The first tribes to be exiled apparently were Reuben, Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh. Later the other tribes also exiled. This happened, it seems, in the reign of King Joash of Judah, and during his reign, Judah was oppressed by Aram, and was later saved by his son Joash. His name is similar, but it's slightly different. And he was who saved Israel from the attacks of Aram. Jehoash also defeated Amaziah of Judah, who had attacked him. After Jehoash came Jerobam-2, who conquered Moab and Syria. This is in Jerobam-2 of Israel, conquered Moab and Syria. He cooperated with Judah and gave northern Syria and southeast Turkey over to Judean control. In this region there was a colony of Judeans, of people from Judah, in southeast Turkey. They had their own independent or autonomous region known as Yardi. Yardi in Akkadian writings usually means Yehuda. And they were a colony of people from Judah who had set up camp there. And their neighbours were the people from the tribe of Dan, the Dananu, and their kingdom was known as Small. And the Dananu and of Small and the Jews of Yardi lived beside each other, and this is referred to Ahab of Judah in the Bible. And Jeroboam enabled Azzariah of Judah to rule over this area. Jerobam-2 also cooperated with the Phoenicians, who consisted, and the Phoenicians themselves, people we know as Phoenicians, people who were culturally Phoenician, may have included not only Canaanites and others, but also Israelites. For instance, possibly many from the tribes of Dan and Asher also participated in Phoenician maritime enterprises. And now we get we're going over once again to the kings of Judah. We have Judah, we have Azzariah, Uzziah. In Judah we had Uzziah, also known as Azzariah. We have Jotham, and we have Ahaz. During their reign, the reign of Uzziah and Jotham and Ahaz of Judah, the rulers of northern Israel were Jerobam-2, Zechariah, Shalom, Menahem, Pekahiah, and Pekah. Uzziah of Judah, he cooperated with Uzziah of Judah, he cooperated with Jerobam-2 of Israel. Jeroboam gave Uzziah control of Cilicia. Uzziah is also known as Azzariah, as we mentioned. Cilicia was in southeast Turkey, but there's a colony of people from Judah there, and they existed alongside a colony from Dan. Dan and Judah were frequently together. We have the Danes and the Jutes also from Dan and Judah, according to their own traditions. So this is worth noting, and we have commented on this in the past and given a few words of explanation for it. At all events, King Uzziah in Judah, he strengthened the fortifications of Judah. He developed and produced war machines and military equipment. He was quite noted for this, and he also defeated the Philistines and defeated the Arabs who were attacking the Israelites. He encouraged agriculture and industry, irrigation works, and also exports to Arabia and India and other places. He increased gold and silver in the kingdom. There was a period of prosperity under his rule. In the later years of his reign, he was stricken with leprosy, and he was considered as dead. And so his son ruled in his place whilst he was still alive. That is, his son Jotham ruled in his place. After Uzziah, we have Jotham. Jotham also built forts, and he strengthened the defences, and he subdued the Ammonites who lived to the east of Judah. Ahaz followed Uzziah. Ahaz followed Jotham. Ahaz followed Jotham. He also worshipped Molech. The practice of Molech were associated with the jumping over fires, passing through fires. This is similar to the Beltane festival that used to be practiced until relatively recently in northern England, in Ireland, in Scotland, and in Scandinavia. In this period, the Edomites revolted. They rebelled against Ahaz of Judah, and they took captives from Judah. The Philistines, who neighboured Judah, also conquered territories from Judah. Ahab of Israel and Rezin of Aram, they attacked Judah. Apparently, they wanted to take over Judah to install a puppet king of their own to strengthen their ability to resist the aggression of Assyria, which was threatening them at that time. At least that is what the commentaries, at least that is what modern commentaries suggest. Ahab of Israel and Rezin of Assyria attacked Judah. They took many Jews captive to Damascus. The term Damascus sometimes refers to the modern-day city of Damascus, but in other situations it refers to a region somewhat further to the north of it and on the Euphrates River. These captives of Judah have been taken to Damascus. They eventually merged with exiles from the northern kingdom. So we have elements from Judah from several different directions intermixing with the captives of the ancient Israelites who had been taken away or were to be taken away and became the lost 10 tribes of Israel. It could be that the Khuzars, who believed they were from the lost 10 tribes, but also had aspects of Judah in their culture and in their traditions, may have been descendant in part from these Judeans who were taken captive. One way and another, a good portion of Judah went into exile with the 10 tribes, and they mixed with them. But nevertheless, in biblical terms, Judah means Jews. It means the Jews whom we know as Jews today. I don't think anywhere in Scripture Judah is referring to any other people, even from Judah, other than the present-day Jewish people. So the Bible emphasizes it. This. And in the Bible, the term Judah is exclusively applied to people from the tribe of Judah, who we know as Judah in the present time. Meanwhile, Pekah became the ruler of Israel. He slew 120,000 men in Judah and also took many captives to Samaria, but he released them. Rezin of Assyria, he conquered Elat, which had formerly belonged to Judah, and the Gulf of Aqaba. He expelled the inhabitants and replaced them with Edomites. The Edomites also attacked Judah and took captives. Ahaz of Judah was followed by Hezekiah as king of Judah.